Please welcome Dr. Selina Sigafoose Jackson.
Most people come to a chiropractor with the number one goal in mind, and that's to get out of pain. Well, we do a lovely goal of that, but it's not our number one goal. There's already a massive pharmaceutical industry out there with more medical doctors per capita prescribing their drugs with that goal to get you out of pain. So we don't want to join that failure. We're ranked 51 in the world of health and spending $3 trillion a year on health care. You don't get ranked that low and know what you're doing, spending that kind of money. Think of when your check engine light goes on in the car. Nobody does the happy dance. And you do not need to be a master mechanic to understand that I better check the engine. So when you go to a mechanic, you don't expect that mechanic to tell you, we got some tape, paint, Band-Aid. You get it. You get that that light is a sign of a well-engineered vehicle warning you bigger things are going to happen. So without having a degree in vehicles or mechanicism, you're going to make the decision to get to the problem. Why don't we have that same level of understanding with our bodies? We're clueless. You don't have to be a doctor with some fancy degree. Your pain in your body is a sign of a check engine light. It's a sign of a well-made body, warning you that bigger things are going to happen. We've bought hook, line, and sinker. Try this drug, and this drug, and if that doesn't work, we'll give you stronger drugs or do more aggressive procedures. Proof is in the numbers, this isn't working, and using that mindset to come to a chiropractor for us to be your next glorified aspirin is not the goal. We respect your pain, we celebrate your pain because it's your body showing that it's working. So our goal is to be more like the mechanic than the doctor and focus on your engine. Your engine is the brain and spinal cord. We have three major clues that tell us that. One, it's the first organ God created when we're made in our mother's womb. So that system had to be made first in order to create a whole human being. Two, it's the only organ in the body locked. The brain is locked inside the skull. The cord is locked inside of 24 bones. There's no other system in the body locked in. Three, Grey's Anatomy, our textbook we study, tells us the central nervous system is the master system. Everything else works off of it. So as happy and healthy and functioning that system is, the rest of the systems are happy, healthy, and functioning. If that breaks down, the rest of us break down. So if you've got the choice to be warned that your engine's in trouble, do you choose that your heart go in spasm, or you get some back pain? I'll take the back pain. But that's the body's attempt to warn you to look further to the engine. So it's our job to take advantage of that pain, to celebrate that pain. That your body's doing exactly what it was designed to do, and then we say, okay, let's look at the engine. In our office, we choose to use x-rays. So when we look at a spine to figure out how that engine is doing, we're looking to see how the 24 bones are protecting it. So looking at an x-ray straight through, we want to see it straight up and down. No bending, no tilting, no curvatures. If there is, it's like hammering a bent nail into the wall. It's going to get more bent. Gravity is powerful. It's going to compromise the discs, the cushions between the bones, the nerves, the joint, the spinal cord. It's not one piece of this puzzle. So if you're told it's just this or it's just that, it's a little bit of everything. It's so closely related. When we look at you from the side view, there should be a good curve in your low back and a good curve in your neck. They act like shock absorbers. So when you bend, lift, sit, walk, or ride, they take the hit. Well, what do you do all day? Every day. I don't care who you are, where you live, what you do. You're not even brushing your teeth unless you're bent forward. So 85% of us lose the natural arcs. It's like we're living on concrete as opposed to a trampoline. So that ricochets into this structure. So you see, how this engine works is the brain produces electricity. The electricity that's being generated is useless in the brain, so it's got to come down through the spinal cord, in between these bones, out across the nerves to feed every single cell of every single system. So think of MedEd. MedEd produces this power. We'll pretend that it's the original generator. That electricity that MedEd produces has to get a signal to every outlet in York County and beyond. But it doesn't do it wirelessly. It's through massive conduits and wires. If there's no interference between MedEd and this building, we get to enjoy this full power surge. It's a beautiful thing. So when your brain produces this electricity and it sends a signal down through that spinal cord, out across the nerves, it feeds every single cell of every organ system from the tips of your toes to the depths of your heart. And if there's no interference, you enjoy a full power surge. Health, vibrant, optimum health. Now, beautiful thing about the human body, which I personally feel is the most beautiful thing, is nobody replaces our batteries or light bulbs. Our cells die and regenerate. We're self-healing, we're self-contained. It is a sign to you and I that we're made to heal, and we're made to get stronger as we get older. Every 5 minutes, a new lining in your stomach. Every 5 days, a whole new stomach organ. Every 28 days, all new skin. Every 5 months, a new liver. That is phenomenal. So if you're made so perfectly, why are you sitting here? Med-Ed's a great design, but storms and accidents can cut power to this building. You and I are a greater design. Storms and accidents can cut power to our body. Whether it's repetitive movement, bending, lifting, and twisting for hours over years, or not moving at all, locked in one position, a computer or driving, or on our handheld technology. Or we choose to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders as if we're capable. We know emotional stress is toxic. It'll cause an ulcer in the stomach. It'll increase sugar, whether you're diabetic or not, heart rate and blood pressure, whether you're a heart patient or not. So it'll absolutely misalign a bone. Then there's traumas, accidents, injuries, and falls, of which have occurred from your moment of birth. The United States birthing process is barbaric. We are at a 45% C-section rate in this country. Some more out west, some more down south, but as a rule, 45% C-section. So that means the amount of force and trauma used to deliver nearly half of all babies coming into this world is double the force and trauma as a natural birth. They can use up to 50 pounds of pressure to deliver an infant during natural delivery, 80 to 100 pounds of pressure during a C-section. So nearly double the amount of force on a trauma, on an infant's neck and body that's carried through to their adult life, and you're not putting two and two together. Learn how to walk, fall off of bikes, fall out of trees, car accidents, work accidents, down steps, off curbs. I could go on for hours of the reasons that you're sitting here, which are thousands and thousands of reasons, but I promised you it would take 14 minutes, so I won't do that. So, bottom line is, it's life. It causes what we call a subluxation. A subluxation is what we're going to show you on the x-rays. The definition of a subluxation is when a bone in the spine moves out of place. You've heard of that. It pinches a nerve. You heard of that. But that impulse, that power, that electricity, that life that's being generated and has to get to the tips of your toes and the depths of your heart is sending. But from this point out, the cells are not receiving. So it's more like a brownout in the Med-Ed world. It's functioning, but of a far lesser quality. Now you don't know anything's wrong right away because you still have more vibrant than these weak cells. But they're going to die, thank God. And they're going to rejuvenate, become more fresh, brand new, and unhealthy. And they'll begin to accumulate under the radar, unknown to you. But you're feeling fabulous. And then one day all you do is roll over in bed or pick up a pencil, and you get pain. So you perceive the problem that has begun at that point as pain. 3 out of every 5 commercials have taught you, take Tylenol, Advil, Aleve, codeine, morphine, shut up and get back to life. So you use your drugs, you're miraculously relieved, you're back at life. But a healthy body sends more pain. So you use your drugs, you get relief. And a healthy body sends more pain, you use your drugs. And it's a healthy body that gives you a backup more oil light, telling you things got to be better. So in your infinite wisdom, what do I need next? Stronger drugs. So you go for a prescription. Well, prescription drugs for back pain are probably Oxycontin, Percocet, Vicodin. That's the drugs of choice these days. They're considered the most powerful painkillers ever invented, creating the worst addiction crisis America has ever seen. The addiction to Oxycontin, Percocet, and Vicodin is not possible. You cannot sustain that addiction, so they're called the gateway drugs to heroin. So in the name of getting out of pain, we're becoming addicted and choosing heroin. 75% of all heroin users report that it began with prescription drug addiction. These are your options. So, 2 days after the publication that I just mentioned, drug overdose deaths are on a rise because of prescription drug addiction. So you're getting addicted choosing heroin or dying. Not an option. We were created for a far better design. So you decide, okay, I'm going to come to a chiropractor. You know we don't use drugs, you want your quick fix. So you come to us expecting an instant pop, instant relief, and never want to come back. We can do that. We can move a bone, and it'll stimulate a nerve, and you'll get some relief. Cells will work a little better. But what happens is you're going to go back to life. And so if you only want to use us as a glorified aspirin, I'm going to suggest to you to stay home and use your drugs. What our goal is to take time. That time is to find the problem. Not to chase your pain, but to find the problem. We choose x-rays to do that. The next step is correct. That means taking the time to put the bone back in alignment through the adjustment so that 7 layers of ligaments can remodel, so that the nerve can heal, and so that those cells can restore and regenerate health. Getting out of pain is the side effect. Restoring health is our #1 goal. The most affordable health care plan I have ever heard of comes under the name of chiropractic, but I hesitate to call it chiropractic because is it really chiropractic that allows this? They've said that, studies say that people that utilize chiropractic care consume 85% less drugs, have 60% less hospitalizations, and 50% less surgeries. There is no health care that can provide anything greater than that. But is that chiropractic? It's a vehicle of chiropractic. The only reason that we have such tremendous success is because God created us with the most amazing blueprints. The blueprint works. It's our job to just get you as close back to God's design as possible so that you can enjoy the maximum amount of health. Thank you.